Okay, let's make it 10 plus 0, and we will take it from there. Okay, it's unrated, yeah? So that will be better, as I'm doing other stuff. So c4, we go knight f6. And we will go for King's Indian structures. Bishop g2, bishop g7. And wait a second, I think here we go. Okay. So knight f3, we castle short. And then we're waiting either to play d4 or d3 structures. Knight c3. What should we do next? Probably e5, yeah? As he allows e5, so I'll go for e5. And here again, there are two ideas, either d4 or d3. Let's see what my opponent is going to pick. Okay, d3. And now I have two plans. The first plan is to go bishop e6, c6, d5. But first of all, I need to stop knight g5 ideas. So probably h6. Yeah, I feel like this is a very good plan, yeah? h6, rook e8, bishop e6, c6, d5. Maybe knight b7 to support e5 pawn. So probably this is a very good plan. Because normally knight c6 is the move to be chosen, and then there's this idea of bishop g5 attacking here, and then knight d5, rook b1, b4, b5. It will be very easy play for white, yeah? Which we don't want to make it happen. Okay, so b4. After b4, I noticed that this diagonal is open now. Maybe ideas like e4 is super annoying. Maybe not, because, you know, after e4, d takes e4, knight takes e4. If bishop takes a1, there's bishop takes h6. Which looks like very unnecessary risk, yeah? So probably we'll go rook e8. Just improve our rook. And this is part of the plan. And then c6, b5, bishop e6. There's knight d2 ideas. But if knight d2, there's always... Yeah, if knight d2, there is always ideas like d5. c6, and now I'll go bishop e6. If knight d2, guys, then there's d5. Otherwise, I'll go knight d7 with d5. Because b5 alone can cause no problem, as c6 is well protected. 3 minutes now. Let's make it... let's make it 10 plus 0, yeah? As we can discuss some stuff, we can analyze something, and it will be much more useful. Knight bd7, now e5 pawn is protected, so I could go d5 next. And I do believe this is a very good system for versus the English, if in case you're playing the King's Indian. By the way, we have discussed the King's Indian here in the channel, so you can add this to your repertoire, how to play against the English opening, yeah? So h3 is played. Now, the point is, should I go d5 right away, or can I make a useful waiting move, as d5 cannot be prevented, but I don't see a useful waiting move for me, yeah? So probably d5, but making sure like everything is fine, everything is well protected. Like, for example, d5, take, is there knight b5 ideas? Because after knight b5, knight d6 is something maybe, or it's not. Yeah, because how to stop knight d6. See, this is the way I'm thinking about it. Always take care of your opponent's ideas. You're not playing alone, yeah? So maybe I need a6 first to get rid of these troublesome, yeah? Yeah, I think it's annoying, so it's better to play a6. Yeah, it's good there. Queen c1, attacking on h6. Always ask what's my opponent idea, and your opponent idea is to attack here on h6. And classical way to defend is king h7. I don't know when I should be looking for a breakthrough. Can you tell me? It almost happens after you finished your development. For example, I cannot play d5 while my knight on b8 or on c8 or other way around. So I need to finish my development first, and will maximize my piece's development, my piece's strength, and then you'll go for a breakthrough, yeah? Okay, e4. Does this stop d5? You need to calculate a bit. because d5, cd5, cd5, ed5, knight d5, knight d5, bishop d5, and there's the idea of knight g5 check. Tricky opponent, very tricky opponent. But I have this interesting idea, which is rook c8 first. The point is my rook is looking against the queen. So after every exchanges, that will be an idea. But again, d5 is not easy to be achieved, thanks to forcing my king to appear on h7, which is a very interesting idea, to be honest. Okay. Sounds good. Guys, we're 12 here, so please subscribe to the channel, and also don't forget the like button and this stuff. So queen b2, what I don't like about queen b2 is that the queen is eyeing the bishop, or the other way around. So again, if d5, cd5, cd5, ed5, knight d5, knight d5, bishop d5, and there's this idea of knight g5 check, h takes g5, bishop takes d5, and that will be crazy complications, yeah? And then f7 pawn is under fire. So what can I do? What can I do? What can I do? This is very annoying stuff. Maybe, and I'm talking, or maybe it's a good try now to or not a good try, I'm not sure, to step away, like try this, for example, at least for now. So there is no knight g5 check. But can I go d5 now? Maybe I tricked my opponent. He probably should went back queen c1. Now if d5, cd5, cd5, ed5, knight d5, knight d5, bishop d5, and there's no knight g5 check, so no discovery, no discoveries, right? So let's go d5. Now we strike in the center. This is actually a critical moment, and if I am playing a classical game, maybe I'll spend here maybe 10 minutes at least, maybe 15 minutes, because the price of this move is a bit high, yeah? Am I missing a pawn here? Because there's like the knight and the queen. I don't think so, because yeah, my rook is protecting and my bishop is protecting, and maybe I can use the idea of knight g4 against temp check if, for example, queen takes e5 later on. So I don't believe he can do any harm for that pawn. Okay, how many likes do we get so far? Only 11, while we are 21 watching, which is fair enough. That's a good number, and it's a critical moment for my opponent, because now I did strike in the center. I'm attacking a pawn. Maybe d4 is an idea, so he needs to know what to do. Yeah, this is super important. c5. Yeah, c5 kind of surrender the center, but maybe it's a good one, maybe not. We'll see how it goes. Like, what will happen if I play d4? I'll weaken the c4 square, but maybe I'll strike with a5 afterwards. Looks interesting. Though I could keep the tension here in the center and playing ideas like, for example, a5. a5 threatening. Yeah, because maybe a5 is a threat now, you know. Maybe I need to play a5. And maybe not. This is actually a very interesting idea. Shall I go a5? Or it's not necessary? This is a very good question, I do believe. If d4, there's knight e2, and then maybe I'll go a5. It's not, doesn't look convincing, yeah? What should I do? What should I do? I need to speed up a bit. Maybe d4 with g5. Is that something? So we don't have any play. Or a5 looks interesting. a5, if you take d4 now. Maybe keeping everything as they are. Keeping everything as it is. Yeah, it's not clear at all. So let's go with d4. Knight e2. And now if a5, ba5, knight takes. There's knight takes d7. Then maybe knight h5, yeah? Yeah, I do believe a5 is a move. I do believe a5 is a move. How good such a move is, I'm not sure. But it is a move. Because I feel like if white managed to play a5, then white will be fine. Other than that, it's not easy to find a plan for white. Maybe it's not easy to find a plan for me as well. So it's a very complicated position. And this is actually the price you need to pay, or the type of positions that you will get if you choose to play the King's Indian, yeah? Such unclear positions, yeah? You don't know what's going on. But now if b takes a5, knight takes c5, knight takes e5. Yeah, maybe knight takes a4 is a move. Maybe. And also there are ideas like knight h5 attacking the knight on e5 because the d3 pawn is kind of under fire. So let's see. Or maybe just calm move like rook b8, keeping everything under fire. Because queen takes b7 might be an idea. And then we'll see how it goes. We will take it from there. Or b takes a5, knight takes c5, knight takes e5, maybe queen c7, but there is at least f4, yeah? So I cannot attack with pieces. Maybe knight h5, and knight h5 looks very interesting. Knight h5 attacking the knight, and if the knight went back, then there is knight takes d3 at least. It's a very nice idea. Maybe knight takes a4 somewhere, somehow. Yeah. Some ideas are there. Okay. Now he has a breakthrough with f4. Yes, there's f4 ideas, but I do have these g5 stuff. And I am kind of quick on the queen side. So rook fc1. Overprotect the c5. Maybe I will over-attack c5, yeah? With bishop f8 ideas, maybe. Because now after d4, my bishop is not useful along this diagonal. So probably ideas like bishop f8. At least I am improving my pieces, yeah? Which is something that you need to know, or you need to do in every single chess position. You need to improve the position. Maybe taking first was better, so at least not sacrificing a pawn, but still I am building more pressure here on c5, and I need to speed up a bit as time trouble is coming, yeah? Winter is coming. Oh, we already gained almost 10 subscribers, so thanks for that. You should also stream on Twitch. I'll give it a try later on, but I will give this a try actually, and this is kind of a new opening for me, streaming in English here. So we'll see how to proceed later on. And I hope this is actually useful for you. I hope. What's interesting is that my opponent is spending time, which is something good. Because the last thing that you need to face in this position, a very fast opponent or an opponent who's playing very, very fast, and you have no clue what to do. Now there is a very interesting idea, which is a takes b4, because there's actually a bad move for white, the way I see it. For example, if queen takes b4, then there will be a pen here, and b6 was a very, very strong idea, or supposed to be. So after b takes, now this is a weak pawn, but it's a well-protected one. Can I go b6? I don't think so, as he will simply take. Wait, b6, you take here, queen takes b6, bishop takes f8, queen b2, rook b2, and then king f8, but still it's not a very healthy idea. So maybe rook a8 first, as my rook is doing nothing on c8 here. Maybe a6 is a very good square for my queen, is it? Or I do have another idea, which is knight b8, knight a6. But if I moved my knight away, then there will be knight takes c5. So maybe I need to play queen c7 first, followed by knight b8, knight a6, attacking the bishop. So if bishop a3, you'll lose a pawn this way. And if bishop this way, you'll lose the pawn this way. This is a very interesting idea, actually. Knight a6. See, this is very important, actually. You need to think in squares, in terms of squares. Like, where should my pieces go, yeah? Oh, this is a very good square for my knight. How can I reach there? But wait a second, my knight has a function here, has a job here, protecting my e5 pawn. So hello guys, hello everybody. We need a protector for the e5 pawn, so the knight can go to the lovely a6 square. See, this is how my mind is working, how my mind is thinking in chess. So let's see. Now, officially, my time is better for the first time, and it seems that my opponent is disconnected. Okay, played rook a1, which is interesting, actually. Try. Again, it's a good maneuver to go for... but wait a second. Now, maybe b6 now is an idea, because after you take, I take back, and now you are penned, yeah? That's interesting. But maybe we don't have to play a very critical move. Just queen c7. And give him the pole. Actually, this is a very important skill, to give your opponent the move, as your moves are not clear. As we said, knight b8, again knight a6. I'll be very happy if knight b8 is a best move or a suggested move even by the engine. So let's see. This is interesting because probably f4 is coming, but first of all, knight a6 is coming with tempi. So now I'm attacking the bishop. Knight c4. He just gave up the bishop, which I don't think a very good idea. Or maybe it is. So after knight takes b4, queen takes b4. If knight d7 is a problem, but the question is, can't I take on c5 first? Probably I can. Like bishop takes c5 because I'm threatening the bishop, and if you take, I'll take back with the knight, threatening on d3. Yeah, I do believe bishop takes c5 is a move, yeah? Yeah, now I need to forget about chess and reminding myself that this is now a different game, yeah? Bullet is a different game, and this is actually a game of bullet now. So we need to speed up. I'm quite good with last second stuff, but still, will be most likely based on luck, yeah? 43 viewers. This is actually a record for us. I never seen this in the English channel, so please make sure to subscribe to the channel, and the like button is asking or is yelling at you. And don't forget to check the content of this channel. I do believe it's a very unique content and a very useful one as well. So after bishop takes c5, knight takes c5. If knight takes c5, there's queen takes c5, and this is going to be protected unless there's ideas like f4 maybe. Luckily, my opponent is not doing this stuff, but as I said, I need to speed up a bit. So maybe I need to make a room for the knight, because I like my knight here. Knight b6 threatening the rook. I'll save my rook. Probably knight c5 is coming, threatening knight b3. Knight takes d3 as well. I do believe I'll flag him at the least, yeah? At the least. So this is actually a move that should my opponent is planless, yeah? Okay, this is a royal 4 kind of, yeah? I'm attacking every single piece here. Let's take here, attacking the rook. And now knight d7. Let's get rid of this knight. It looks annoying. Let's get rid of the knight. Now I am up material, so I don't mind exchanging some pieces, some pawns, and just not wasting time, yeah? Just protecting the pawn. Probably c5 was better. c5, c4. Exchange everything here. Yeah, and we won in time, but I do believe I was completely winning. Just a quick review for the game, and then we will pick the other subscriber. Yeah, as we are now 36, we reached 40. Maybe we need to shorten the time. Okay, my opponent accuracy was 83, which is actually good. And he played a very good game of chess, but I do believe he should stop the d5 idea. Okay, I played c6, bishop e6. Computer says you could go d5 right away. You don't need to play bishop e6. Interesting. So after bishop e6, knight b7, always I like to finish my development first and then go for ideas like d5. Anyways, h3, computer says d5. Actually, it's fine after knight b5. You do have queen b6 and you're completely fine. Yeah, I saw this idea of queen e7, but then I thought knight c7, I will lose an exchange, yeah? But then queen b6 is the key move. Even rook f8, but rook f8 is completely inhuman move. So queen b6 was the idea. Anyways, I played a6, which was unnecessary. Queen c1 attacking on h6, king h7. e4 actually was nice, and here was the idea that I was afraid of. After d5, c d5, c d5, e d5, knight d5, knight d5, bishop d5, and knight g5 check. And believe it or not, white is completely winning. Like, it's +2 for white here after h takes g5, bishop d5. Because white has the bishop pair, f7 is under fire, and my bishop is not that great, my knight is not that great as well, and maybe I am a pawn down or something. Like, I don't like my position at all, yeah? That's why d5 was not a good idea. And I played rook c8. After rook c8, queen b2 was played, and now king g8. Maybe queen c1 again. It's actually a very psychological threat, because you're offering, or you're at least testing if I want a draw or not. Maybe I'll take it, I don't know. But now after king h2, d5, now d4 was the best move, and a5 was the second to best. b6 probably was the best move. Okay, a5. Rook c1, bishop f8 was not great. b6 computer says. My bishop f8 was okay. Again, b6, a b4, bishop b4. Rook a8 is the best move. Rook a1 to protect, and now queen c7. The idea is to play, oh, it was the best move. I am proud of this move, like knight b8. I love such ideas, like to move back with your pieces. Knight a6, knight c4, bishop takes c5 was not the best move, but it was good enough. Knight c5, and I do believe then I was completely winning. Okay, let's pick Samir.